Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Strategy School. Today, we'll be talking about Healback March. To be more specific, we're gonna be talking about the best combo for it. Let's get into it. So, how exactly does March Healback work? Well, to simply put, you're gonna want to keep using skill or ultimate, and heal back to your, or heal to your destruction or your preservation. And they will immediately heal back to you, after you use March's level 80 swordplay. And this works very well for March since she has this skill which basically, it allows her to be way more flexible than other characters, using Healback as well. So this really works well the best with March. Again, takes you the skill and courage. So let's go ahead and first look into her stats. As you can see, her crit rate stat and crit DMG, they are both actually really good for the hunt. You know, not as powerful as current new characters since, you know, they've been releasing some pretty powerful ones. So I'm very thankful that Black Crow was just mid-best. Anyway, as you can see here, we'll be focusing on her break effect which is 6.4%, one of the lowest in the game. And, that's gonna be your most, or the break that you take the most. So with March, you're gonna be the main breaker. You're gonna be the one to be actually break the weakness. Again with Shiflora with a level 80 swordplay as well, but with a 66.9% crit DMG as well. If you are critical, don't even hesitate. Attack that. Use a basic attack for even more accuracy. Once you're critical with a trait, 9 times out of 10 that is going in even more accurate to Firefly herself. Which is pretty crazy but whatever. So yeah. We're gonna be using March. Her speed works as well. It really helps you out get those action. And now let's go ahead and look at what harmony is best used with March. Alright. At the abundance position, you're gonna wanna use Galaga. That's because Galaga has the ability to inflict besotted debuff. Basically it allows him to heal an ally immediately after receiving a heal. So if March has lower than 50% of her max HP, Galaga's able to actually heal immediately back to March or to the preservation, if she's super break. So you could actually break the weakness or an ally would activate a level 80. If the abundance is super break or again, you can heal it back to March who can heal or gain another shield, and then actually deal a crit, if he's super break. So Galaga works really well with March, or to be more exact with the strategy of Healback with March. And he is the best abundance to use on this specific strategy. So as the gambler that you're gonna wanna use is Aventurine. This is because Aventurine has skillful shield, which not only supports March's crit rate with a more effective screen that he's gonna set you, but also support March's crit DMG with the level 15 relics that it gives, which boosts March's overall, not just contested or not just super break, but overall crit DMG by 20%, which is pretty nuts honestly. So, not only is March gonna be even more deadly from crit, but it's also gonna be boosted from break, again, with the effectiveness of the screens. And with that, with this skill as well, after March takes a hit, obviously you're gonna be breaking him, so the elite enemy is gonna be helping on defense. Aventurine can just launch follow-up attack immediately under the bets, so when March attack, even if she nullifies, Aventurine can get the gamble way easier than the elite enemy again because the elite enemy is outside, on help defense. This also works with a heal back to Aventurine where she can take a crit if the elite enemy actually go berserk too early. So yeah, again, Aventurine is gonna be the big gamble that you're gonna wanna use, with March on this strategy. So, ability wise, what do we want our team to be? Well, with Aventurine, it's the same with all gambler, just give her maximum effect res. You're gonna want to be able to block as many damage as you can. Again shield, spam is still the most powerful strategy game. It's still overpowered. It's still overused, especially at high tier matches, so just put pure def in Aventurine and the strategy should still work properly. With Galaga, I suggest that you purchase pure speed just to help out in defense a lot more. Though pure still also works, maybe a hybrid of B and speed. Maybe that would actually work better for you. Again though, I personally prefer pure speed for her. With March though, Usually I'd say go pure speed because that is what I am used to, but honestly I found that, after some experimentation, pure CR has been buffed significantly, so pure CR might actually be the best way to go with this strat, especially with all the boosts that you're gonna get with your teammates anyway. So, yeah, maybe go for pure speed, maybe pure CDMG, maybe pure CR, maybe a hybrid of the CDMG, maybe just CR and speed. You decide, but honestly in my opinion, I think pure CR is the way to go at the moment. So anyway, let's go ahead and look at any DU exploration and discuss on how we can effectively use this strategy some more. So firstly, let's talk about your DU. So what are the equations that you're gonna want to get or you're gonna want to avoid? Actually, funnily enough, this strategy is very similar to the Yunli step back strategy, in where the blessings that you're gonna get, there aren't really gonna be equations that you're gonna want to avoid or that you're gonna want to get, because this strategy is very much reliant on everybody's teamwork and skills. So if you do go against breakers, sure, they have the advantage over you. So it's gonna be harder to kill their ally. But you also have marches, speed and her ability to break enemy weaknesses to go over the super breaker. And when facing against the hunt or other ability, you still have the same breaking trays, right? You're still gonna be breaking almost the same weaknesses. And those weaknesses are gonna be inflicted. Those weaknesses are gonna be imaginary, which is what March will do. So, like, there aren't really any equations that you're gonna want to avoid or that you're gonna want to actually get. If we're talking about real specifics, I'd say try to avoid fighting Aventurine of Stratagems, Cirrus or Decaying Shadow, because she does shut down Hunt, March and Yuga. Number 2. How are you gonna want to actually start this off once? So what you're gonna want to do is to place March under the field or near under the field. On the inside, have Gallagher go as far away as possible, and Aventurine unnerves a specific path which March is gonna use level 9 trace move to go past. That path that Aventurine makes through his bets or just deal damage normally and then do a trace move after going through Aventurine's bets. And then Aventurine will inflict unnerved. Outside, follow March and try to regenerate shield for her again. And if the big comes out to help, Aventurine can gain shield again and use basic ATK into the inside with it. March can reduce toughness for 40% or 60% or just heal it to Aventurine for an easy dispelling. So that's gonna be the entire strategy. That's how it really works. Lastly, we're gonna talk about how hard your strategy is to ult off, and honestly it is actually pretty tricky. Especially if you and your teammates are really used to actually fast-paced effects. You're gonna want to use this strategy quite a bit until you really get the hang of it, in which case it actually is very effective, if you really know what you're doing. So I suggest that if you do go and use this strategy, just keep using it and just keep getting better at actually performing. Okay, now lastly, Gallagher characters can use good substitutes for if, let's say Gallagher or Aventurine are picked. With Gallagher, you can actually use Robin. She's pretty powerful. She's a pretty good harmony to pair with March since she has specific ATK, which means you're not gonna be healed to the wrong character or an echo as well as Robin would expect. Yunli would be a great choice as you're gonna be preventing the enemy Cirrus from actually countering Yunli, which is March Healback's main weakness, and with Aventurine using Firefly or Boothel as a substitute also works pretty well with this. But again, you're gonna want to use Aventurine most of the time since he is gonna be the most effective teaming for the meal with this. For this strategy, Yunli would be a great choice as you're gonna be preventing the enemy Guardian Shadow from actually countering Yunli, which is March Healback's main weakness, and with Aventurine using Firefly or Boothel as a substitute also works pretty well with this. But again, you're gonna want to use Aventurine most of the time since he is gonna be the most effective teaming for the meal with this. For this strategy. Anyway, that's about it for this strategy school video. I hope that you found it pretty useful. I hope that you actually try this strategy as well, once you're able to. Subscribe if this video helped. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Failed. Everyone holding up okay?